Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and in today's video we're going to be going over some Valentine must-haves. I thought it'd be a good idea to do this video before we jump in to doing Valentine designs, but we will be finishing off today's video with a little bit of Valentine inspiration. So I have my Kiki London swatch file here. This is, to me, is a definite must-have, so I did include it because we're going to be using it to swatch the 10 shades that I have picked out. So as you can see, the swatch file comes with a tip stand, and then inside is where you can display all of your gorgeous Kiki London swatches. I absolutely love mine. And then, like I said, I've picked out 10 of my sort of favorite colors for Valentine's Day, or ones I would recommend checking out. So first up we have the gorgeous Ballet Charm. Now Ballet Charm is a delicate, elegant, kind of like a soft light pink slash nude shade. I really love it because for Valentine's Day I feel as though it pairs beautifully with quite a lot of the pinks and reds that I'm going to show you in today's video, so you can create some really nice color combinations. Next up we have Sweetheart. Now Sweetheart is one of my absolute go-to colors for Valentine's and spring. It's such a pretty shade. It's kind of got an ever so slight hint of purple to it in certain lights as well. As you can see, it's really pretty. I think this one works brilliant for someone that's not wanting to in your face Valentine colours. Then next up we have Spring Fling. I love Spring Fling again because you're not only going to get a lot of use out of this for Valentine's Day, but it's brilliant for spring as well. This one has a gorgeous dusky pink tone to it, and it has a beautiful creamy consistency as well. So you can see it's very opaque even in one coat. Next up we have Bubblegum. Now Bubblegum is more of a rosy pink shade, and again it has that beautiful creamy consistency to it as well. This one I feel is a little bit different than the classic pinks you see at Valentine's Day, but I really love this one because again, if you're painting on things like flowers or hearts, this really pops over a lighter base, and it works really well with lighter pink shades as well, so you can do some nice color combinations. Then we have Paradise Red. Now I love Paradise Red because it's very bright, but it's not a neon pink. So I kind of prefer that for Valentine's Day. I don't tend to reach for neon pink much when I'm doing Valentine's Day nails, but this one I definitely would reach for if I wanted to maybe do some bright pink French tips. As you can see, it's just a gorgeous colour. It's got a little hint of coral to it as well. I just really love this shade, and it's very similar to what the Pantone colour of the year is, so it's going to be a popular one. Then of course we need a classic red, and for a classic red, one of my go-tos is Ruby Red. Now Ruby Red, she is very pigmented and she's just your classic post box red. I don't know, this Cherry gel polish reminds me just of, you know, you've got your classic red lipstick. This is that, but in gel polish form. It's such a beautiful shade and it just screams Valentine's Day. Now for someone who might want red nails but not as in your face, we have the beautiful Deep Rouge. Now Deep Rouge is more of a burgundy red. It still pops and shows a lot of those red tones, but it's definitely for someone who wants maybe to go for a little bit more of an elegant, classy manicure. It looks brilliant as a French tip again, and I just think it works brilliant again. Like I said, if you don't want a too in your face red, it will look a little bit darker once we come and add the second coat. Then we have Winter Berry. Now Winter Berry is one of the new reflective glitter gel polishes, and I used this a lot when it first released around Christmas time, and whenever I was using it around Christmas time I kept thinking how perfect it would be in Valentine's nails. If you're wanting a glitter accent nail, again glitter tips, or if you're doing any kind of nail art where you want something a little extra special, I would reach for Winter Berry. Then we have Glisten Up. Now I find Glisten Up really unique out of a lot of the Kiki London shades because it's a pink shade, but it has this beautiful gold glitter shimmer to it. Not glitter, it's definitely more of a color shift shimmer. It's really hard to see on the nail, but you can pick up those gold tones on the brush there. You will see it a little bit better when we add the second coat, but it is definitely very pretty for Valentine's Day. And then of course we had to include the beautiful romantic spark because the name itself screams Valentine's Day. And this one is a sweet pink shade, and then it's full of gold and holographic glitter sparkles. So again, it's brilliant if you've got clients who are wanting glitter nails or glitter accents. It's a very, very pretty one. So I'm going to pop all of those first coats in to cure, and then we're going to fly through and add a second coat of colour just so those shades really come to life and pop, especially the lighter ones. Now these are only a small selection of the Kiki London colours. I do believe Kiki London have over 160 gel polishes now, so it was really hard to just pick 10 that I think would work for Valentine's Day, because I probably could have gone on and picked quite a few more. I ended up picking out about 20 and I had to shortlist it down to 10, but there are so many beautiful shades. I just feel as though these are the ones that I'm going to reach for the most this Valentine's Day. But do let me know in the comments below what colors you tend to reach for your Valentine's nail designs. Over the next couple of videos, we're probably going to be doing a lot of Valentine's nail art. So if there's anything in particular you would like to see, do let me know in the comments below. I'm sure you're going to be seeing these colors pop up along with a few others in those designs, but I thought it would be great to show you guys some of the colors that are available that are perfect for Valentine's Day. There are also 2 collections up on the Kiki London website. I believe there's the Valentine's collection, and then there's also the Valentine's treat kit, and both of those are currently on offer as well. So I would highly recommend checking those out if you are looking to stock up before your Valentine's clients hit. As you can see, now that we're adding on those second coats of colour, a lot of the colours are popping a lot more and really coming to life. Paradise Red is one of these gorgeous colours that I do feel as though if you're working over a white base, maybe if you've used one of the white rubber base coats, you can get away with only using one coat, and then it looks a little bit more of a lighter pink, but when you come in and add that second coat, it looks a lot more brighter. I can't wait to start on Valentine's nail designs. I feel as though we've been stuck doing winter and Christmas and Halloween, autumn, all the dark shades. I feel like they've been in for so long that it's going to be real fun to start using the pinks and the more brighter shades again. I'm going to try and do maybe a lilac or purple Valentine's set as well, because I know that was requested recently. Here we're going to come in and do the second coat of Deep.Rouge, and this is where you can see the burgundy tones coming through a little bit more, and I love how you can see it up against the ruby red, because you can see how different the two are for 2 different reds, which is brilliant, I think, because obviously red especially is one of those colors that certain reds suit certain skin tones a lot better. So it's great to have a good selection, especially if you're in a salon working on clients. And that's another reason why I love the swatch file, because once you take your tips off of here and pop them on the tab that they go on, you're able to basically pop these little nails over a person's natural nail and see how well that shade looks on them, how it suits their skin tone, and whether they like it. So it's brilliant for that. Next up, we're going to do that second coat of Glisten Up, and here is where you will see a little bit more of that gold shimmer coming through as well. Like I said, I find this such a unique shade. It's beautiful as a base for any kind of nail art as well. Things like foils and decals pop beautifully over it too. And then lastly, we're going to come in and add our second coat of a Romantic Spark. Then once we have finished off looking at the gel polishes, I do have some Valentine must-have nail art items to share with you guys as well. But do let me know in the comments below what you think of these 10 shades I picked out, and let me know if you have a favourite as well. I thought this also was a great opportunity to show you some colours in the Kiki London selection that you might not have noticed before. So here they are once I've popped them all on the little tab that goes in the swatch file. And as you can see, so many of these colours work beautifully together. You could definitely pair up 2s and 3s of these to create a lovely palette. Now let's move on to water decals. So these 3 are my top 3 for Valentine's Day. We have the Pastel Love Heart mix, which has a gorgeous selection of little love hearts. Then we have the Luscious Lips mix, and then these are my absolute favourites. We have the red florals. Then we're going to move on to foils. So for foils, these are a must have. These are the floral mix foils. If you buy these for Valentine's Day, you will obviously get loads of use out of them for spring and summer as well. But the pinks and the red flowers in here are perfect for Valentine's. There's quite a few roses as well. Then we have the multicolored flame foils. Now, I wasn't sure whether to include these or not, but I've seen flames already popping up a lot in Valentine's nails. So I definitely think as though these could be popular. And then, of course, we need some crystals. So I added in the Just Ruby crystals. These are beautiful in Valentine's nail art because they work really well in both pink and red sets. Then these are my must-have 2 nail art brushes for Valentine's nails. First of all, we've got the detail brush. Now, because this is a short, thin brush, it is perfect for hand painting flowers and hearts, which are obviously popular at Valentine's. And then secondly, we have the French brush, and this is because I always find French nails really popular at Valentine's as well. A lot of the time you'll see a lot of red and black tips for Valentine's. So let's jump in and do some nail art. Here, as you can see, I've got vanilla latte as a base. I've already done 2 coats of that, and I'm popping down Just Ruby on my palette, and we're going to go in and do a French tip. So I'm loading up my brush with the Just Ruby. When you are doing a French tip with the French brush, you want to add a generous amount of polish. And then I didn't line this up too well to begin with, so the first coat of this doesn't go perfectly, but I'll show you how we work with it. So I start off by creating my French. Now I'm working out here how far I want it to go down, and as you can see, I'm using both sides of the brush, so I'm flipping it backwards and forwards to create that nice smile line shape. And then using that long part of the brush, I'm using that to bring that smile line down a little bit more. So if you want a more deep, exaggerated smile line, you can do that with that part of the brush. And then as I said, I didn't do the first step as neat as what I could have. So I'm going to take my round nail art brush and just clean that up a little bit as well. Now this brush works brilliant on all length nails. You do just have to play around with it a little bit, but it has definitely halved the amount of time it takes me to do a French design. Once we've cured the first coat, we're going to do the second coat, and I'm doing that exactly the same as before. So I'm loading up my brush, lining it up against that smile line we've already created, and then I just keep my brush nice and flat and pull it down just to gently float on that gel polish and let the brush do a lot of the work for you. This way you then don't have to do any of that cleanup that we had to do on the previous step. Just take your time and keep everything nice and neat. And how gorgeous does this look? And then to add a little something extra, we're going to come in with the red floral mix water decals. So I've cut one out. I'm going to place it face down onto my jelly stamper, moisten the back of it with some room temperature water. This is then going to soak into that backing paper, and you're then going to easily be able to peel this off. And then we're going to place this down on the nail. Now I absolutely love adding water decals into a French design. It's one of my favorite things to do with a French, because I think Frenches can look quite elegant and simple, but then if you come in and add in some water decals, they just take them up a notch. Then once we've got that applied, all we've got to do is seal it in with our top coat. I've opted to use the no white rubber top coat just because it seals in all of your nail art absolutely beautifully. It encapsulates everything nicely where it is a thicker consistency top coat. And then before I pop that into cure, I'm going to take some of those Just Ruby crystals and add them in to the centers of the flowers, because again, it's adding a little something extra. And I feel as though Valentine's Day is very extra and OTT, so the nails have got to be. But I loved how this design looked. This was my favorite out of the 4 that we do. Next up, we're going to have a base of Ivory to begin with. And on this one, we're going to be using some of the Floral Mix foils. So I've took this beautiful pink one, and at first I was going to go for the roses, but I end up going for another one of the designs on there. But before applying our foils, you do need to apply your foil gel. So we're going to come in and apply a thin, even coat of foil gel. And although I'm only applying the foil to a part of the nail, I'm going to apply that foil gel to the entire nail so that we've got a nice, even application. And then this was the one I went for. It's kind of like a big bouquet of flowers. And I loved how bold it looked. So we're going to press that down onto our cured foil gel. I always start off by pressing down with my thumb or fingers just so I can feel that it's made really good contact with that cured foil gel. Then I switch to using my silicone tool to smooth out any of the creases. It's a good idea to really take your time and give your foil a good rub before you slowly start peeling that foil off. And the reason I slowly peel it off is because then if I need to press it down in any other areas, I can do so. And then as you'll see here, this foil has transferred absolutely perfectly. And look how bold and vibrant those florals look against that ivory base. I absolutely love it. Again, I'm going to seal that in with my no wipe rubber top coat. And that was a really simple salon friendly design. You could do this on all 10 nails and it would make a really beautiful floral design, or you could just do it on a couple of accent nails in a pink and cream set, and I think it would look really, really pretty. I love these foils. On to the next design, we have 2 coats of coconut down as our base. And on this now, we're going to be using those multicolored flame foils, except for I'm going to be using the black ones. So as you can see here, you get a variety of different style flames on the foils, as well as some stars as well. So same as before, I always start off with a thin, even coat of my foil gel, curing that for 30 seconds. And then I've cut out a small section of the foil containing that flame that I want. And then we're going to line this up down at the cuticle area, press it down. I start pressing with my thumb just to make sure it's got a nice flat application, and then we're going to ease out any creases. This is only a small image, so it's a lot easier to apply. And then once we are happy with that, we're going to start slowly peeling it off, giving it a little rub up in that corner as that hadn't quite stuck down. And again, that foil has transferred 100%. And in my opinion, that was a lot quicker and a lot easier than hand painting on a flame. Then I'm going to take Winterberry and my detail brush, and we're just going to colour in the centre of that flame with a little bit of the Winterberry gel polish, just to add a little fun addition to the foil. And I love doing that on these flame foils. You can make them look a lot more realistic as well if you come in with like oranges and reds and things like that. But for this design, we went with just the fun Winterberry because it will look really, really cool with the reflective effects in the flame as well. And then we're also going to come in and take Deep.Rouge on our palette, and we're going to use that same detail brush just to hand paint on 2 tiny little hearts. So to do my hearts, I always start off by 2 dots. So I get my gel polish right at the tip of my detail brush and just dot down 2 little dots next to each other, leaving a little gap in the middle. And then taking a little bit more gel polish, I'm going to kind of create like a V and bring those 2 dots together. And then you fill that in a little bit in the center, and there you have the easiest heart. This is really, really simple to do, and I love it because obviously when you're working in a salon, you need quick and easy nail art designs. So this is the easiest way I've found to do little hearts anyway. So 2 dots, and then just bring them together in a little V, and then fill in the center a little bit as well. And this technique works exactly the same for larger hearts as well. And then all that's left to do is top coat. So I'm going to take my no wipe rubber top coat again and just apply a thin layer of this as well. And then again, we have another very salon friendly, easy design to do. I think this could look fab as an accent nail in maybe a black and red Valentine's set of nails. I do really like how cutesy this one turned out. Kind of looks as though those hearts are coming out of the flames. On to our last, now I have Vintage White as my base, and we're going to be using those two decals that I showed you, so the Luscious Lips and the Pastel Love Heart mix. Now I've cut a bunch of these out. I wasn't sure how many I was going to use, so I just cut a mix out of the larger and smaller ones, and I basically want to cover the nail in them. When I'm applying more than one decal to the nail at a time, I will pop two on at a time on my stamper. So I've popped two down, just making sure they're far apart. Moisten the back of them with some water. We're going to slide off those backing sheets, and then we're simply going to press these down onto the nail. Now, I don't show you applying all of them because it was literally the exact same process, but I just wanted to mention that doing this the jelly stamper way was a lot easier, because when you're trying to cover a nail with water decals, at least when you're doing the stamper method way, you're able to really look through and see where you're placing down your water decals, and you can kind of have a look whether something's going to fit in the gap that you've got before you actually place it down, because sometimes once you've placed the decals down, they are a little bit hard to move around. So I love the stamper method for that. And then once I have finished applying all of those water decals, the same as before, all that's left to do is to come in and top coat using the no wipe rubber top coat. But as we are coming towards the end of the video, I just wanted to say I will leave all of the products that I've used listed in the description box below, as well as a link to the Kiki London website, so you can check everything out there. Of course, there are a lot more Valentine's colours and nail art that you can use for Valentine's Day. These were just a few of the things that I would recommend checking out. So I hope you found today's video helpful. I have left a little clip of what all of the nails looked like together, as well as some pictures of the finished set as well. So like I said, keep an eye out on the channel, as the next few videos will be Valentine's designs, and if you have any requests, do get them in. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.